first and set pole position by nearly 3 tenths of a second to George Robinson. Finale weekend. Row 2 is Jim Davies and our onboard camp for the start. It'll be Matthew Wallace. The third row, Ben Rowe. Row 4, Stuart Nichols and Michael Wells. Row 5, Paul Hudson and Luke Austin for the start of the penultimate race in the 2012 season. Here at Mallory Park, we are sitting alongside Matthew Wallace for the start. It's a great start from Paul Hinson. Loads of wheel spin for George Robinson. He has to tuck in underneath Hinson. Good start from Wallace actually. He's trying to attack Robinson there into the corner. Is he going to pick up third? No, he's not, because Jim Davies in the Mark 3 Class C leading car goes third. And now, because of that inside line, was not able to be covered through there. Goes, I think, Ben Rowe into 4th position. As the cars head down towards the S's for the first time of asking then. And Rowe looking on the inside of Davies, and Wells, Michael Wells there, moves ahead of Wallace up to 5th position for Michael Wells as the cars head down towards the hairpin for the first time. And it's George Robinson trying to tap Paul Hinson as they go down there onto the brakes they go, and Hinson manages to cover the line, but Jim Davies goes up on the inside and contact there between Rowe, Wells and Wallace. They all seem to come together there, but it's a good run off the corner from Rowe, who's trying to attack Davies, who was tacking Robinson into the hairpin. So that's allowed Paul Hinson to have a big lead at the end of the first lap. So they head down towards Gerrard for the second time, and the three of them are nose to down, and here comes Jim Davies. And they come on the inside to try and go through. The three of them still together as they turn through the long right-handed first corner. And going forward to Stuart Nichols is following Luke Austin down towards the S's. We'll pick up the order for you when they complete the second lap of the race. So we're down towards the hairpin. Second place in Class C is Stuart Nichols, as all the cars Constantine are up as they do every lap into the short hairpin. And that was Gambell. Contact between Nichols and Gambell there. So here come the leaders, and it's number 2, Hinson and leads. 4, Robinson in second. Robinson in second. Third is Ben Rowe. 4th, Jim Davies. 5th is Michael Wells. In 6th is Matthew Wallace. 7th is Robert Wells. In 8th is Paul Hudson. 9th, Luke Austin. And in 10th is Stuart Nichols. Nichols under pressure there from Gambell, I think, who is making his way through, but run out of road at Gerrard's, so he's dropped a few positions. Now it's Morfitt looking on the inside of Stuart Nichols. Into the S's they go, and Clive Morfitt gets it done, so he's into the top 10 now. 10th position for Clive Morfitt. And Matthew Wallace still attacking Wells. Davies trying to go around the outside of Rowe, can't do that, so that battle for second continues, allowing Paul Hinson to break away from the rest. After lap 1 he had a 1.1 second lead. On the second lap he had 1.5 seconds. They crossed the line this time, it's nearly 1.7 seconds. So Hinson continuing to pull away on his charge to try and win the championship here. Jim Davies looking up on the inside of Ben Rowe as the cars head through Gerrard's, but being able to stay in front in that third position is Ben Rowe. So down the Stevie straight towards the S's, and it's the inside line attempted here from Matthew Wallace. He goes up on the inside of Wells, who gets it all wrong into the S's and loses loads of time. So Matthew Wallace moves up to 5th. And here it is, Paul Hinson's lead. Second, Robinson still with third is Rowe. And Davies in 4th. There's Matthew Wallace, who sits now in 5th position after getting that position. And then we'll see the scrapping mid-pack. Sideways there with Michael Nichols. There's Dan Holmes. And here's another of our onboard cameras. And we've not just one camera in Dan Holmes' car. We have 4 of them. So you can see left-hand corner, you can see what's happening behind. Right. Looking at Dan Holmes himself, he turns through Gerrard's on the bottom left-hand side. You can see the pedals and his feet. Great shots from Dan Holmes' car as he turns out of Gerrard's. Chasing after Mark Warren Lighton. Michael Nichols, who's just in front of them. He turns his way through the S's and down towards the short hairpin. Now onto the brakes. These Class C Mark 3 motors close up so much time here. And slides the car, gets it all over the curb, over the grass as well. Gets that all back together though for the Devil's Elbow, the final corner here on the Mallory Park circuit. Still Hinton that leads at the front, and he's continuing to pull away from George Robinson. Wallace trying to close in on Jim Davies. Next group of cars through. There's Luke Austin in the 44 car. Behind Morfitt trying to gain a position. And the Warder Stuart Nichols into Gerrard's corner. Clive Morfitt there trying to move up in front. To meet Michael Wells. Far behind Nichols is Lee Gambauer once again. We turn into the S's. Yet again. Fastest lap so far set by Paul Hinton. He's actually done the record lap of 54.97. A big lock up there from Clive Morfitt. He moves up alongside Michael Wells into the hairpin. Wells stays in front, and now Nichols looks to the inside of Clive Morfitt, turning to the devil's elbow, and Nichols light contact there with Morfitt. This is going to give Gambauer an easy run across the line to go in front, but that always looked like Clive Morfitt perhaps closing the door, and Nichols not realising the little bit of that Mark III Roadster was alongside him. Either way, both of them continue, although Stuart Nichols losing that position to Lee Gambauer. He tries to come back out of Gerrard's. Then the power of the Mark II car of Gambauer should be able to pull away once again from Stuart Nichols. He does take the defensive line. Robinson, Rowe and Davies is still the order in the battle for second position. And Hudson leading the group of cars, but Luke Austin a second of that as they head down towards the Devil's Elbow. Now Stuart Nichols has got his car on right behind him. Dan Holmes has now got ahead of Mark Warren Lighton. On the board with Michael Nichols then heading down towards Gerrard's. Stuart right in front of this. They're out of a second in Class C. Jim Davies well up the road, battling for that second position overall. Here they come, and Rowe's gone through, but Robinson fighting back. He goes back in front of them. Here they go. That was in fact, I think, about Marco, wasn't it? Not Ben Rowe. Yes, it was. George Robinson was lapping the car of Peter Lewis. Obviously Dan Holmes getting into the back of Michael Nichols. Mark Warren Lighton, no trust. The three of them head up towards the Devil's Elbow. We can ride them back on board with Dan Holmes then. He's about to complete yet another lap of the Mallory Park circuit. Heading down towards Gerrard's, underneath the Jordan Bridge there, and then to the right hander at Gerrard's to the lake. To your right hand side there inside the circuit. Back onto the semi-straight they go then. Michael Nichols just keeping a good enough gap at the moment. Dan Holmes. And a spin! That's George Robinson spun at the hairpin. We're coming right in front of Matthew Wallace. So now the battle for his fourth overall, third in Class B, which is important for George Robinson's championship. He's only lost one place in class, but can Matthew Wallace find a way through? So they head down towards Gerrard's. This defensive line was taken for George Robinson, but Wallace did completely level with him, but then Robinson goes in too deep, runs out wide, so now the inside line for Matthew Wallace as we exit Gerrard's. The two cars are completely level, and there's Robinson on the outside. The car's level down the straight into the S's. It's the inside line for Wallace. He goes through up into fourth overall, but George Robinson trying to fight back now as they come down towards the Shores hairpin. Wallace defends the inside line. So Robinson having to go around the outside here. And then they try and get the cut back out the corner. That's the outside line though for the Devil's Elbow, and isn't really good alongside. So Wallace stays in front, the battle for third in Class B, so that's the championship points they're going for, third position, which is crucial for George Robinson trying to beat Paul Hinton in the championship battle. He tries to go down the outside there for Gerrard's, that loses him time on the, I believe, at the penultimate lap of this race. Where can Robinson find a way through? But we're heading down towards the S's. He's got the better run out the corner. He looks up on the inside, but Wallace has that one coming again. As we turn through the S's now, and Robinson trying to get the speed off the corner. Wallace plants his car in the middle of the road on the exit on the S's, then defends the inside line for the short hairpin. Robinson late on the brakes, going around the outside, but again can't get through. Then tries to get the cut back out the corner. Two cars much more level than they were last time. There's a back marker in here as well, so Robinson's got to watch out for that as they both squeeze up on the inside of him as they head through the Devil's Elbow and across the line. Round the outside tries Robinson. Can't get that done. Down towards the S as they go once again. I believe we may well get another lap in after this one. Robinson looks to the outside into the S's. Still can't come through. He's flicked the window wipers on there. I don't think he meant to do that. And yes, they're still going though. Certainly not raining out there. Around the outside guys, George Robinson, there's a back marker in the way. That's Amy Atkinson there. Again, Robinson tries to get the speed of the front off the corner. Can't do it though. So let's see the last lap call when they cross the line this time. It is Hinton that should take the win. He's got a 5-second lead now. In the seconds come Jim Davies in the Class C car. Third is Ben Rowe. Fourth Matthew Wallace. Fifth George Robinson. Sixth is Michael Wells. Seventh Luke Austin. Eighth Clive Morfitt. Ninth is Robert Wells in 10th position. Clive Morfitt. 11th Lee Gambell. 12th Stuart Nichols. 13th Michael Nichols. 14th Dan Holmes and 15th Mark Warren Lighton. And Wallace starting to break away from George Robinson now as they head down to the short hairpin for the final time. So Wallace should have that one. This is a battle though for 13th. It's Michael Nichols right in front of Dan Holmes. Holmes looks to the inside. And front Gambell under lots of pressure from Stuart Nichols. So around the outside here for 13th comes Dan Holmes. Michael Nichols stays on that inside line. Stuart Nichols makes a mistake in the middle of the hairpin, slides the car out wide, stays in front of his dad. So these 5 cars head through the Devil's Elbow altogether from 11th to 15th. It's going to be Lee Gambell that takes it from Stuart Nichols, Michael Nichols, Dan Holmes and then Mark Warren Lighton as they all cross the line together. But the victory went to Paul Henson. He won by 4.5 seconds to Jim Davies and by 6.7 seconds to the next best Mark II car. That was Ben Rowe, who finished 3rd overall. And Matthew Wallace did beat George Robinson, who finished 5th overall.